Hey there, YouTubers. How you guys doing? Well, today is a big milestone for me. Today is my 1-year vape anniversary. I'm going to explain how I got started in vaping, everything that has occurred over the year that I've been vaping, and basically everything from there. Okay, back in towards the end of June last year, I went in to buy a pack, buy a couple of packs of my cigarettes where I normally buy them, and went in there and I was like, give me my, so blah blah blah, I want 5 packs. Got my cigarettes, and while I was standing there, I was like, I seen a little kiosk thing with the little display case with the e-cigarettes on it, and I was, I know everybody at work there, and I was like, hey, do these things really work? How do they work? How good are they? Have you had anybody tell you that they work really good? Or nobody could give me a straight answer. I was like, okay. So that night I got home, start looking around on YouTube and everything else, and basically, subscribe to quite a few different YouTubers and everything else. Well, the week before I got my stuff, I was like, my brother calls me up. He ain't my real brother, but me and him have known each other for so long that we, act like brothers, and we call each other a brother. Well, he calls me up and he goes, hey, I got some work for you to do, but I'm not going to be able to pay you. I'm like, aha! That's how I'm going to get the stuff, because, I can't afford it right now. So I was like, okay, I'll come in. Well, that Monday, me and him were sitting there at the office, and we were on our lunch break, and I was like, okay, here we go. I was like, how I told you, if you get me these few things, I would do it for you, no problem. He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, here's what I want. I sent him to the site. He put everything into a. He got an account. He did everything, and I was like, okay. He goes, okay, here we go. He ordered it. Next day, he's like, okay, it's been shipped. Well, he didn't need me for, I think it was, let's see, it was that Thursday he didn't need me. Well, Friday comes around, I got to the office, was out front, outside the building, smoking my cigarette like I normally do, and he comes up and gets out of his vehicle, and he goes, hey, see what come in? And it was basically a Mad Vapes box, which I have one around here somewhere. But he's like, and I'm like, yes. I opened it up, pulled that little e-cigarette out, threw it on my computer, charged it. I vaped that whole entire day. I was like, yes. And basically what I had him get me, and I still have the 510 connector. I had him get me a little starter kit and parts to build an e-cigarette. This is one of the parts, the little 510 connector that I have, and this is the mod that I had that connector in, which the little piece on top broke, so I got to get something to replace that, so I could put this all back together and have this mod again. Now, the other 510 connector is in a mod that I'm letting somebody else use right now, but I still have both 510 connectors. The buttons they got me did break. I think it was like 4 or 5 months in, they quit working altogether. That's why I went all over to the buttons that I have on everything I have now. But I built my mod. I vaped off it strictly for quite a few months. I was buying stuff, and then I bought my very first tank, which was the full-size Vision VV Nova. which is right here, because I straight I used only cartomizers up until this. Then from there on, I went from being a pure cartomizer user to a tank user. Only used the VB Nova for a lot of my stuff. Basically, I slowly progressed up to where I am today. My very first rebuildable, which is, you know, the Phoenix clone, or where I bought it from, called Bulldog rebuildable. Bought this, vaped it until the coil on it went bad, and no matter what I did, I could not rebuild this thing worth a damn. I tried and tried and tried. But couldn't get it to vape, no matter what I did. Well, February of this year, the Facebook group that I'm part of had what we called a rebuildable workshop. We went in there, we learned how to rebuild stuff. I taught people how to rebuild Nova head, you know, the Nova heads and all the other stuff, and I got taught how to rebuild this, and you know, it was a trade-off. I taught people, I got taught, and then in March, a month later, I got my very first Genesis style rebuildable, which is this one here. This thing, they are a little fidgety. Okay, air holes lined up, tilt is just right. And as you can see, I put condoms on top of everything when I don't use it, because this tank don't get used a whole lot. Well, basically a lot of things over in this area do not get used a lot. I mean, I've bought all kinds of tanks I used, but the main tanks I still use are the ones I'm showing you, like my mini VB Nova. That's a tasty little delight there. But then I bought another Genesis atomizer not even a week or two later, which is the Cobra clone. This one works much better. Again, condom on top, because I don't use it a whole heck of a lot, but I do use it every now and then. The two devices that I use the most right now are my iClear 16 on my little Ego Twist and my Dream Tank on my VMAX. I've been very, very fortunate that you know, I really haven't spent a whole lot of money. I've, you know, had a lot of issues over the time. A lot of things happened, but I never stopped vaping. I am very happy, I'm very pleased, and you know, this community is way more supportive than anything I've ever been in. All I gotta do is say, you know, if I can do it, anybody can do it. You know, thanks for watching. Vape on, and hopefully I'll have something to review for you guys here soon.